A lot of us have a Cardo or a Senna or a similar kind of speaker setup inside our helmets. These are great for connecting to a phone or a sat-nav so that you can listen to GPS directions, or for chatting with friends while you're riding with them. But is it a good idea to be listening to music while you're riding? Well, here's what I think. When I was first learning to drive a car, I found it way too distracting to have the radio on, or even to have a passenger talking to me. And it was very similar when I first started riding too. I bought a Senna pretty soon after getting my bike because my friend had one and we could talk while I was following him. It was really useful because if I was nervous or if something had scared me or confused me on the road, I had someone that I could ask and speak to. But it took me a very long time to be able to have music playing. I remember the first time I tried to play some music on the way home. It was nighttime and the roads were really quiet and I rode like an absolute maniac because I was just so distracted and I couldn't really focus on what I was doing. This was probably about 3 or 4 months into my riding journey. I ride with earplugs in, so when I have music playing on top of that, I can't hear any road noise. Even car horns are barely audible and I definitely can't tell where they're coming from. In my opinion, this is very dangerous in a town setting where you just can't rely on your eyes alone. You have to be able to hear cyclists coming up around you, or a kid about to step into the road, or the click of a car door about to open. You can still hear all of this with earplugs in, but music on top of that is just a step too far for me, even with the volume on low. It just restricts too much of my hearing for my liking. On the motorway though, I find music to be pretty much essential for any journey that's going to be longer than about an hour. Getting bored and zoning out is a huge risk on the motorway, and you just can't take that risk at 70 miles an hour. I do like to turn the music off sometimes because the quality of my speakers isn't very good and it annoys me after a little while. I have a Senna 30K which was the top of the line one a couple years ago, but I really like music and I just don't like the sound quality that comes out of these speakers. I would describe the sound quality to be similar to what comes out of your phone when you're stuck on hold and you're having to listen to that annoying music on loop, and it's just not an experience that anyone enjoys. I would like to get some custom molded earplugs with speakers built in for a bit of better quality, but they're quite expensive and I just haven't done it yet, but I think I'll treat myself eventually. I definitely can't listen to podcasts or audiobooks while I'm riding because that's just too distracting still. I'll usually put together a playlist of songs that I know I want to listen to for the next hour or so, and then when I take a break I'll change the playlist or just turn the music off completely for a little bit. The nice thing about having a dedicated unit on the side of your helmet rather than just using AirPods or something similar is that all the buttons are huge and they're really easy to press, so it's easy to change the volume or skip a song as you're riding. When I get off the motorway though and I get back onto smaller roads, I'll turn the music off. If you're a beginner, so if you've been riding for a year or less or something like that, I really would recommend just holding off on the music for now. You already have so much to think about, like where to position yourself on the road, how to balance, how to change gears, even just basic things, that music is just an additional distraction that you don't really need. If you're taking really long journeys, you might want to consider it, but it's probable that if you've just started riding, you're probably on a 125 or something similar, and you're not really taking long motorway journeys anyway. One of my first ever videos was about whether a beginner should even buy one of these intercom units, and I think I said in that video that it's useful when you're first learning to ride because the person you're riding with can kind of alert you to any danger or check on you and make sure that you're okay. But I really wouldn't recommend it for music purposes. Let me know if you guys like to listen to music while you're riding, and if you do, drop me your favourite song in the comments below. I'll drop you one of mine back. Safe riding, and I'll see you in the next one.